hello there. My legs are crossed. It feels comfortable. Probably doesn't look comfortable. Probably doesn't sound comfortable. But I am comfortable. Oh. I am here. Alpitcher, dream guest. I've got Soma to the right, Simon to the left.
Hello.
Hello.
If you're listening to that makes no sense. So listen closely now. Soma to the right.
Hi.
Simon to the left.
Hello.
Should have gone in both ears. Would it have gone in both ears? No.
But yeah, I mean, you could just pan it to any ear.
I think that's the new approach.
That's cool. Yeah, it's
Like a little Dolby surround effects.
Yeah.
Hey.
And people are like, have you listened to the latest Alpitcher Dream Guest? Wow. You can listen to Soma in one ear.
Yeah.
And I'm straight down the middle of the brain.
Yeah. That's good.
We are here with another episode. So excited that you're listening to it. So up for it. It's a friend of mine, this one. That's all I'm saying. Just no spoilers. All they have to do is probably look at the title of the episode. This is how good of a friend he is. He will not give me his home address because when he did it one time, we sent out bodybuilding magazines. Well, someone subscribed him to bodybuilding.
Is this for real?
Yes. And one of those pranks that takes a lot of money out of you, but we subscribed for like 12 months.
I wish you would have sent those to me, though.
Have you ever had something happen to you that it's been quite nice and they've meant it to be nasty?
The only the closest reference I have to that ordering is my grandma ordered. She gave me a Christmas gift once, and it was like a subscription to this like crossword magazine.
Oh, Swedish.
Yeah, Swedish one. Yeah. And then it was just like, it was like 3 or maybe 6 month subscription. But then she kind of forgot to stop it. So it just went on for like 2 years. So I have this big box at home with a bunch of
And let me guess, they weren't the easiest one to solve.
No. They were. She believes in me, so they were really difficult.
I remember when I was smaller, we used to phone people up, and here's a little link. My son, who is now 14, he started to do the. He told me the other day, he said, I've never laughed as much, Papa. Another little sidetrack to that. My daughter said to me the other day, you know what they say at school to me, Dad? They keep on asking me, is your dad funny at home? Her answer? I didn't know what to say.
Diplomatic. So diplomatic.
Yes. So
good on you.
My son, with his mate, rang up a Scottish bakery, and he put on a Yorkshire accent, like Northern England, and went, I want to get a shepherd's pie. And the guy went, you what? What a bakery? And he said, I want to get a shepherd's pie. He goes, where are you? He goes, I'm in Leeds, which is 7 hours away. And he's like, yeah, and they said they couldn't stop laughing. Isn't that joyful though? That
I love.
Isn't that naughty?
I didn't even know that people did that anymore. Do you understand what I mean? Because we used to have these catalogs, and we would get a number from the catalog and then ring up someone. But that's it gladdens me to know. It opens up my heart to know that tradition lives on.
Yes, yeah, that's cool.
How come he called a Scottish bakery? Was it a bakery?
It was a bakery, but
how did they come about? Okay, where are we gonna call?
Yeah, how did that process look
but
like?
Also, for me, I'm such a scaredy cat in life. I was like, you definitely used you blocked your ID, didn't you? As though the Scottish bakery is now because of that one little giggly prank call, they're going to just keep calling my son.
Chasing your son.
Wow.
Just,
Yeah.
Did you ever get into, did the catalog?
Oh yeah, I love prank calling. When we grew up, you had to write hashtag 40-something hashtag, and then it was a hidden number.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like a code you can write in.
Yeah.
So we used to do this with my mates, and we actually prank called the priest of our church.
Wow.
Yeah, because we were going on this camp with the whole congregation was going on this camp.
Please tell me you pretended to be Jesus.
No, we didn't. This was actually, we kind of ripped off the whole prank from this. There was really popular radio show in P3, channel P3 on Sveriges Radio called Hassan.
Okay.
Have you heard of it? It's Henrik Schyffert was in there.
I've heard how massive that show was. Yeah.
It was massive. So they had this prank call where I can't remember who they called, but they called somebody and then they just like quoted the song, the lyrics to My Name is Luca.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I live on the second floor.
Yeah.
So we did that. We called the priest of the church and then we just started saying, or I was the one talking and I was like,
of course,
my name is Luca, in English and everything. And she was like, who is this? I think you have the wrong number. And we cracked up like, I actually still have the file of that on my computer. And just,
that might be played.
Oh yeah, we can play it. And then when we hang up and we just like, we'll laugh. And so I just know that feeling from the Frank prank call.
The Frank prank call.
The Frank prank call.
Here's a little connection as well. That song, Luca.
Yeah.
Will this make the edit? My friend and I changed the lyric. No, when I said it's going to make the edit, I was what I meant was like it can go in, of course.
That's not going to make the edit.
Will this make the edit? We rewrote the lyrics
to that song.
Do you want to hear how we changed it?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Remember we were 13, 14-year-old boys, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And it went like this. And I didn't know about your Luca story, right? No. So it's just sparked it up, right?
Okay.
Here we go. My name is Pubic.
Okay.
I live on the second ball.
Oh.
I live upstairs from you. That's the part which I never made in sense.
Downstairs from you. Okay.
I know. But that was it.
That's so good.
My name is Pubic. And that made us just giggle. Yeah. Giggle.
Wow.
So laughter's important, but I love the naughtiness and the joy of it. Did you ever do?
I can't remember any of the topics, but what I do remember, and I kid you not, it's like, we used to arrange, like I'm that generation, like we didn't have play dates where, the parents would come along or anything like that. We would just go like, hey, Johanna, do you want to hang out after school? And we would plan in like today or like tomorrow when it's Wednesday, we'll meet at my house 3:00 after school and we'll make prank calls. How many hours you've got? 2 hours. And we would like write scripts and topics and characters and that. So we were like very invested, but no, for the life of me, I can't remember anything specific, but that we booked in times, like it was an activity. Other people danced and learned to do crafts and stuff. And we just,
but that was
fun.
the thing.
You know what? Out of the three of us, you're the absolutely most likely person to do something sinister. So we're gonna introduce the guest now.
In that
song. Let's go into another sinister.
Yeah. We're gonna connect just outside London, I think, and we're gonna say hello to a brilliant friend of mine. I could say it the other way around, like a brilliant comedian. An even better friend. He really is. We're going to meet Russell Howard. He will be my dream guest. Russell, hello.
I heard you guys are best mates. That's an underestimation. You guys are
I was actually thinking
brothers from another mother.
Of the people I've spoken to the most in my life. He's probably up there. Yeah.
And I haven't charged him for any of those chats. No, we get on great, and I think we I don't know why we get on so well. We just sort of have very similar outlook on life.
And what's that?
Both a bit paranoid, both a bit socially awkward, both like really have huge confidence and really lacking in confidence. Do you know what I mean? I would say
I should be on the sofa here. This is hitting it, man. Like,
you should be lying down there, right?
Absolutely. And it's also that thing of looking at other stuff and going, am I doing something wrong here? But people still, he's one of the best stand-ups around.
Yeah.
And it's like, but what people wouldn't know is the paranoia that goes through. You know, like, you can still smash a gig and come off and be like, it's all right, wasn't it? It's that kind of.
Yeah. And that's what we have in common. There's a lot of people that stick their chest out in comedy, and we've got inverted chests.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever seen?
You know that footage? You know when Mr. Burns gets naked in The Simpsons?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill that Mr. Burns.
Yeah, that's kind of what we look like, really. Our chests are very concave.
Yeah.
Also, the reason I like pitch is because I don't know, we always, whenever we hang out, we have fun. We've had lots of like really good like foreign trips. Yeah. We've got a mutual friend of ours, Sam. So he's kind of like just, it feels like an old schoolmate. That's how it feels like.
Yeah. And also we've kind of, well, I think once we also said that about these phone calls that we do to each other, they're like, it's like therapy. They're like works of art. Like, not
how
for
about
what,
that inverted chest.
Not for what's been said, but just the raw beauty of them sometimes. You almost want to cry after a gig, and then you talk to your mate and you go, this is all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
You did great, actually.
Yeah. But
how about the rivalry? Like, do you guys...
There's no rivalry. In many ways, Al is mine and I am his emotional comfort animal. Like, basically, whenever Al's in trouble, he gives me a call, and it's a bit like a very old lady on an aeroplane who's got a Chiaua. Suddenly, she's calm. She's got no problem. She might have a gin and tonic. She might crack onto the person next to her on the plane. Who knows? Before that Chihuahua got near her, she was gone. Suddenly, this little purring dog has got her right.
Before I die, I want a relationship like that.
Wow, that's great.
I look at the friendship we have as like he's like a travel pillow to me.
Oh.
Like I don't really know where to put him, you know?
Yeah. But he needs me, and that's the problem.
Yeah, you still need it.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine being a businessman that travels with a pillow. It doesn't matter how successful you are. If you check into a hotel and someone sees your pillow, you're like, that guy's a fucking loser. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you do.
Checking in with your own pillow.
Yeah, it's like a pacifier.
Yeah, and the doorman's like, do you want me to take it up? No. Do you know what I mean? And instantly everyone's like, he's got a hole in that. He's got a hole in that.
Oh my God.
He's an absolute dog.
Are you each other's pillows, or are you just his? How is this?
I think, in all seriousness, I think I can talk about failure with him and it's not, you can't do that with everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's kind of our relationship where you can sort of just come off. I remember doing a gig at the Montreal Comedy Festival and it was amazing. It just went great and Al was there and it was just really brilliant. And then 10 minutes later I did a gig and I just died. And we were able to have this kind of conversation and it made me feel better just because there's no problem failing in front of your mate. Do you know what I mean? There's certain friends you've got where you don't want to look like a dick, but there isn't a gig bad enough that I could have that Al wouldn't then go, it's all right, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
That's great. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And that's
it's
why...
a bit like it's Brokeback Mountain without the banging. Do you know what I mean?
It just broke.
Why have you got Why have you got Frodo's walking stick?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that.
Where's
cane or
where's
whatever.
that from?
What's going
on? I don't know, man. It says Kickerland. I don't know, actually. It does, though. It's quite a cool little pen, eh? I was just... Because I've just written some notes down in case I blanked, and I've written grandma, vegan, half-beard, and icy.
So basically all descriptions of Al.
Mate, yeah. I've done a set list, just in case... But luckily, we're talking about business and banging pillows, so we're smooth.
But if you collapse and go, that is a weird suicide note.
That's true.
Do you ever think about that? It's so true. Like, if like my final words would be restore factory settings, because some of the notes in my phone are insane. I remember waking up once and I'd written in my phone, "I must stop ISIS," and that was clearly a joke that I was trying to figure out, and I'm like, what does it mean, man? But it must have come to me in a dream of how I was going to stop that organisation, and I can't remember.
Must have been a hell of a dream.
Well, no, let's do that now. What was the last note you've got on your phone? We'll all do it. I'll go first.
It's going to be great.
It's not. It's mental. Everyone's been tricked to be in the present, and then one day the future is the present, and we're all fucked.
Okay, that's like poetry.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, because everyone's like, "Oh, look, be in the moment," and the planet's slowly dying, and then the planet's going to die, and we'll be like, "It's all right, we enjoyed every sandwich," and you're like, "Well, you should have been thinking about the fact that the planet was dying." You're like, "No, I was in the now."
Oh my God.
Great one.
So there you go.
Fantastic. Al, what you got something?
I've just got the Danes are a strange breed.
Yeah.
I don't want you to check Wikipedia for facts.
You know how I would like to be introduced?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not as random as you. I don't dream anymal either.
What?
Oh my God, Jesus.
Everybody
get on that couch.
Yeah,
Get on that couch.
My ass. Let's get Al on that couch.
He sounds like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I don't dream anymore. I live my dreams. All right, Matt. Jesus.
About dreaming, I don't know what kind of... my note says 60 centimeters wide and 60 centimeters deep.
Wow.
That's your travel pillow, that.
Yeah, exactly. That's your Tinder bio. I'll tell you what.
I kid you fucking not. It says,
wow.
That's how big the hole is. But just to be clear, it's for the dishwasher. It's the hole for the dishwasher.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's good.
Problem solved.
You've done shows in Sweden, and you're coming back as well to do Uppsala is when you're going to do the next one, January 26th.
Yes, I've never been to Uppsala. The only reason I know it is because of Vikings. Isn't that where they used to do all the ceremonies, and they used to kind of like cut up animals and whatnot? Is that the place? And there's like a pole in the middle, and they touch it, and it's to do with fertility and all that. Am I close?
Are you still reading your notes, or what's going on?
No. There's no notes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But you've been over here loads of times.
Yes.
Sometimes just to visit and just to hang out a bit. And we also went. You came to my wedding. That was
tremendous.
They couldn't believe it that you actually came to the wedding. 20 years ago now.
Yeah. Wow. Time flies, man. I can remember that wedding so clearly because Al's family, and that's another thing we have in common, are really excellent British drinkers. Like he's got an uncle called Bob who took a real shine into me.
Yes.
And there was a lovely moment where Al was driven in a sports car to the wedding with his wife. And one of his aunties, who was trying to drink a can of beer out of the wrong end, so instead of like the bit, it was like the back bit, and it was all splishing over her. And she went, Al can't drive. Like, And she was trying. It was so unnecessary. Do you know what I mean?
On my biggest day.
Yeah, on his biggest day, she's like, he never learned to drive. And I did. I can drive. All right. It was really great. It was such a brilliant day. And then there was a young girl who's probably now, I don't know, 30. She was chasing me all over. So it was this hilarious wedding. I used to have long flowing hair, and this kind of 8-year-old girl really took it. So basically an old uncle took a shine into me and an 8-year-old girl. So I was running between an uncle and a little girl. It was such a great wedding. It was so brilliant. There were so many speeches, and it was this sort of blend of the Swedes and Al's northern family. It was a magnificent day. It really was.
Yeah. And I've spoken about at the wedding that they give you rice.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yes. This was wonderful.
This little guy just decided to just like really chuck it hard at me, like, and I as soon as I sort of get these ones that are hitting me on the head and everything's all right, and then I just start getting pelted, you know, like I'm kind of getting hammered. I know exactly who it is. It's him. Like,
which one it is?
He's got like a kilo bag. Just.
And what's great is there's a photo and you really capture the fury.
Yes,
because he's turned around. It's real Zoolander, just like that. Just kind of spins about, and I've got like a lump of it. Oh, it's really great.
What do you love?
And then at my wedding, I was walking down with my wife, and I looked over it, and I knew it was coming, and. 16 years later, bang!
Yeah. Oh, finally.
It wasn't rice. It was confetti, because the Swedes throw rice for some reason.
Hard.
And people were wondering why you were wearing that Phantom of the Opera mask the whole wedding, but you knew the confetti was coming from that side. I feel
shot the sheriff.
No, I feel proud that you kind of come over here a lot. I like that.
Yeah, man.
And what do you think of the Swedes? You've done gigs here. Audience-wise.
I love the Swedes.
Yeah.
Audience-wise, they're phenomenal. And I love the fact that they're listening in their second language, and the concentration on their faces is because I talk quite quickly, and you don't realize that certain words don't translate, and you know, they're just hanging in there. We did this gig in Gothenburg, and it was brilliant, and you can kind of improvise with them, and you can go into places, and I love it. And also, see, the Swedes have a sort of reputation of being quite kind of distant, and yet we met a guy, and I've not met anyone this eccentric in my life. We were just walking along in Stockholm, and we met this guy, and he had half a rainbow beard.
That's right, yeah.
And I sort of said. Yeah, and I sort of said to him, I said, what's going on here? And he was like, well, forgive my attempt at your accent, but he went, I used to have a full rainbow beard, and then I met another man who had a full rainbow beard, so I chopped off half my beard, and then I would be the only man in the world with a half rainbow beard. And you're like, wow, you don't meet people like that in England. Like, he was so... And he was also a bicycle repairman. Yeah. His favourite film was Notting Hill. There was so much.
There was a lot going on.
Talk about eclectic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we just had this sort of magical night. So whenever I go to Sweden, I'm either seeing my best mate I'm bringing my other best friend, and we have a wonderful, weird, sort of boozy weekend, or I'm doing shows, which I love, or I'm watching Al do shows, which I love. The point I'm making, Sweden is associated with 3 different types of fun of doing gigs, fun of hanging out with my mate, or fun of watching my friend do stand-up. And I really enjoy all of them. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing his tour, because we've spoken about it on the phone. So it will be so exciting seeing it kind of, you know, full mast. It's a bit like the Vasa. Like, he's described this ship to me, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's,
but you know what I mean? It would be the equivalent of the guy that built the Vasa. He's like, yeah, right, I'm going to put some, like babies on it and that. It's going to be massive, And then suddenly, you see it.
I'd spend 180 kroner getting in, and then some asshole just goes in for like 3 minutes and goes, and he's off. Doesn't even look at the Vasa. Have you seen the Vasa?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Amazed?
Yes.
I love it. I'm actually really amazed that it's...
This guy couldn't give a shit.
Not true. That's not true. I just take things in very quickly. So I looked at it. I was like,
seen it.
I get the gist of this. The thing I remember very vividly is that this ship was designed to scare the enemy, and yet there's pictures of little babies all over it. Now, I'm not an expert in warfare, but if I saw I'm not, and I'll come clean on that.
Yeah, close to taking down the ISIS, but not yet.
Yeah. But if I saw a big boat with a load of babies on it, I'd be like, I think we're going to win this one. Do you know what I mean? They've got cherubs. It was like little fat kids with their dicks out. It's like, come on, that ain't frightening.
Wow,
are we at war?
Yeah, that's how you win them over.
Yeah, but I kind of got that, and then I was like, yeah, it's fine, we can move on. Let's have another experience.
But you're not a great tourist, though.
I'm not a great tourist. I'm not a great traditional tourist, but I can find things. I would say I'm pretty good at finding the underbelly of a country. I would say that's my skill. So when Al talks about Denmark, the Danes are strange because they have porridge bars, right? Where they go and they eat porridge. So it's just porridge. I've seen 3 or 4 of these where young, hip people go, hey, you want to come out? Yeah, let's go eat some porridge.
What?
So
do we have porridge bars?
No, we don't.
No one has.
Denmark.
Because nobody wants to see people eat porridge. There's nothing, like, let's say you've been married, as Al has, for 20 years. Let's say 40 years marriage, and he has to watch his wife eat porridge. No, absolutely not. Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, that's probably on the Vasa, just some old lady eating porridge.
With the Chiaua on the plane. Let's bring it all back.
Yeah. Great job.
Yeah.
It's time for Al's advice. Alpitcher answers a question from the audience, along with AI Pitcher, our virtual stand-in who thinks they're Al. We got some audience questions, by the way, Al.
Oh, we have. Yes, we have. Look at this. See this?
See that box?
Oh, very nice.
Nice, right?
Lovely. What's that called in Swedish? Do you have like a word for that?
En låda.
En låda.
Låda. I like that. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Why? What do you call it?
Well, in Germany, they have the phrase Wunderkammer, don't they? It's a wonder box.
It's the wonder box.
No, these are just, this is just
promotion.
These are questions.
Yeah.
But these, what happened was Alpitcher gets very mistaken. When we book things, it comes up, people think it's AI, the AI picture, because because you can't use the big L. So it's become quite a
problem, right?
A problem, yeah. So what we decided to do was get questions from the audience, and then you and I and the three of us will answer this, and we'll also get AI to answer it as well, as an AI picture.
Yeah, so this is Al's advice, and what we've done is made AI think it's Alpitcher and given the answers as Alpitcher. So let's hear the audience question first.
It's from Ahmed from Gothenburg. You just been there?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Hey, Al, how's it going? Okay. Do you ever run out of inspiration for writing comedy? If it's ever happened, what did you do? How do you find your way back?
Okay, cool. That's a good question.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to answer it, Al. That was to you.
Yeah, I will. I'll give my child. I'm just putting it back in the Lorda. Bloody hell! I can't answer it when the Lorda's open. God, look, can't say anything. Can speak.
No. Yeah.
Obviously, I think after every tour, you think it's done. You think it's over. You think, but But you do.
That's just so dramatic. Yeah, but it was so dramatic. It's done. It's over. and he just a handkerchief drops from his hands.
I do get a bit paranoid that maybe that's it. I suppose it's like a band who think that's the album's done. But somehow, I think if you just dig deep and hold on, you'll get there. That's how I feel.
Cool.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's also, and there's a brilliant quote from Bob Dylan, which is something like, creativity has much to do with experience. Fuck, I'm going to get this because it's really good. It's properly great. Hang on.
I actually thought fuck was part of it there.
Yeah.
Creativity is fucking.
Well, he's not Indian now. Jesus Christ.
Oh, mate. He is, though.
Well, in many ways, he can be whatever he wants. Yeah, here he is.
So there's a great quote from Bob Dylan.
Creativity has much to do with experience, observation, and imagination. And if any one of those key elements is missing, it doesn't work. I said that.
Yeah, cool.
So that
he's not Lithuanian, mate.
Nice. But there's something, I think there's a lot in that. It's kind of, you either, if you're running out of stuff, you just have to read or go to the cinema or go to the shops or just try and write, or you just have to push every one of those 3 points and eventually kind of something seeps out. It really is.
Yeah.
And also you have to kind of follow your nose, I think, because like as a human being, you're never not interested in stuff.
No.
So you just have to kind of follow the stuff that you talk about with your wife or your kids or your friend or whatever. And it's always that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a good example. That note in my phone about about being in the moment being a bit of a trick to keep people sedated. That clearly it's not funny, but it's an interesting thing to me that you go, wow, I wonder if just people have been tricked into being in the moment when actually we should be in the future trying to, plan stuff.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making, in the future, that might become a funny.
I 100% agree with that. It's like the idea of creativity is, it's amazing when you think, oh God, this is just it's not happening. It's not, and it does become a thing. I think every bit of music, art, comedy, they've all started at just an idea that you've doubted. I think very rarely does it just appear in your head and it's fully formed. You have to work at it,
Yeah, and live, like how you said, Russell, like you also got to live in between and let it breathe.
Yeah,
because
totally.
it's a life that we're after in between the lines, right?
Absolutely. And also by being on tour, it's amazing how much stuff you just pick up from being on tour and seeing stuff. And those are the really natural bits that don't come hard. They just kind of flow out of you because you're kind of at the gym. You're kind of like fit, as it were. You're comedy fit, and something might happen during the day, and you just and it kind of becomes super funny. And then you've just got to try and cultivate that fire and make sure you can keep it alight for the next gig.
Yeah.
I being there, and when the audience know that you're in it as well, I think that's amazing.
Absolutely.
What did AI Pitcher have to say?
So this is the official answer that AI has given as alpitcher.
Okay, you run out of inspiration? Oh, never.
What do you do?
I mean, Sweden just hands it to you, right? How can I run out with things like people sitting alone on buses or trying to make small talk with a Swede? Comedy gold, mate. But if I ever did hit a wall, and I'm not saying I ever have, bracket, sarcasm alert, I'd just head to IKEA. Nothing gets the brain going like rage to assemble a flat pack furniture, or I'd watch people in a queue. Swedes love queuing and the silent drama, inspiring. So if you're stuck, Ahmed, find the weird in the everyday. Sweden's full of it. Thanks for the question, and may your queues be long and silent. That's AI Pitcher.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that was all right. That was a bit like when you're on a really terrible chat show. And like, if you're on a terrible chat show, they'll go, so do you ever get heckled? And that basically means tell me a funny story. Yeah. That's what AI Pitcher's done.
Right.
He's no offense, Ahmed, but he's taken that fairly standard question and he's just turned it into gear.
Oh,
That's what he's done.
Yeah.
Wow. And he's backstage having an oil bath as we speak. Why not? AI Pitcher.
Wow.
I wasn't nervous to kind of chat with you. It was just so funny. Like we talk to each other and then we might do a FaceTime, often with his shirt off. And he will, I can't do it. I can't look at him.
With the shirt off?
Very coffee-coloured nipples.
Yes, that's what, that's the connection to Sweden. And I've always, it's amazing when you get to know someone so well that this chat has actually been pretty fucking great.
Honestly, I have never seen you laugh out loud.
I know.
Like
I'm normally like this.
Yeah.
Comedy gigs, music. I'm like this.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
I keep on. I keep on calling him an asshole. He's not an asshole, but
I am. But everyone needs an arsehole because otherwise you'd be full of shit.
Yes,
this is it.
Preach, brother.
Man.
He's like a dirty little rat. He's obvious. He's always on the verge of pranking as well. He loves. This is what makes the podcast great now, is having you two, because for him it's a gig. With us, it's just a chat. Yeah. But he's been all over the place. I've sniffed 8 bits of gear so far, and he's
all these notes.
He's done very well.
Mate, I'm the king of that. I'm the absolute king, and my wife is the only one that knows.
Absolutely.
So I'll be like halfway through something, and then she'll be laughing, and then she'll like, "Is this Kit?" No. But
I've used
Al's pretty good as well.
I've used some of his stuff as well. Sometimes it just
a little.
Sometimes it just falls, and you go, "This'll do," and then I'll message him. Your stuff about
Yeah. Do you know who does that loads? My brother. My brother has done. So he's got a normal job, but he'll like text me and just go, "Oh mate, I just did a bit of your stuff from your second DVD." Absolutely ripped it.
In the lunchroom.
Nice also.
Yeah, but the great thing about my brother is, so we have two, so my friend, our mutual friend Sam is probably the funniest person we know on purpose. And my brother, Daniel, is the funniest person we know, but he has no control of it. And those two people play a major part in our life. So my brother will just arrive at my house with like clothes that's so wild. Like he looks a bit like Ronald Koeman, my brother. He looks a bit like a German chocolatier. And he turned up to my house and his shorts were so tight.
Unbelievably.
You know when they found Saddam Hussein in that hole? Like, but that's what his junk looked like. It was all like splayed, like it looked like Han Solo, just kind of like that, right? And I'm like, mate, your shorts are too short. And I even sent Al a photo of the short shorts.
Yeah, I'll try and dig that out. But
But my brother was like, they're not short. So my brother is the king of, like, when you've got him, you're like, mate, you're walking out with like really essentially tight Calvin Klein pants. You can't go out like that. You're going to get done. You're going to get put in prison, and you're a little fella. And in D-Wing, they will treat you rough. And my brother's like, grow up. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah. These are wonderful. Like, he's like, there's no way. But I remember, sorry, Al. We did a Zoom during COVID, right? There was 8 of us in this Zoom, and halfway through it, I said to my brother, because I heard this sploshing noise, and I said, "Are you having a bath?" And my brother, who was having a bath, went, "People need to wash, you fucking idiot." suddenly I'm the moron for having a Zoom. Sorry, Al, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say how we have these long chats about, maybe one little thing in a gig goes wrong.
Yeah.
His brother Daniel will just brush off any situation. Tight shorts, he'll just go, yeah, it's all right, love. And he'll just walk off. Like,
but basically, we all need a little bit of Daniel.
Yeah, for sure. And that whole thing of like, it's just new gear. I'd be trying new gear.
Love it.
I mean, I'm at work and I'm doing this. And, I've gone in with a little bit of topical and they're loving it, Russ. They're, and I'll walk away and I'm like, you don't need my full hour. You've got 5, Yeah. It's brilliant.
But he just has a normal job in an office, but he speaks with such disdain. So he'll just be like, yeah, I've just walked in and it's just basic stuff. Just early morning radio stuff, to keep them happy. And they're like, laugh, applause. Oh, we've never heard anyone as funny as you. And I'm like, shut up. And it's that. I remember one of my favorite moments with my brother. I went on holiday to Thailand and his appendix burst, which was awful. And 3 days later, we were back in the hotel and he was in a wheelchair and we were in an elevator and my brother started like shaking and pretending he was heavily disabled. And I was really, really angry. There were other people in the elevator who were kind of looking at me, and then we got out of the elevator and I punched him in the face. But there were people outside the elevator and they hadn't seen what had happened inside the elevator. All they saw is some bloke run up to a bloke in a wheelchair, punch him in the face and go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my God.
And that sums up my relationship with my brother.
Wow.
For sure.
Wow.
Great.
Mate, I just wanted to say thanks. Thank you.
Well, we can't end it there. There's a few things we've left up in the air. Have you got your washing machine? Let's fix one bit.
Dishwasher,
yeah.
Dishwasher.
We got to get it to.
Have you got it?
Honestly, I have not, but the hole is left. You can see the hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really bad.
That's not a forward step in the procedure.
No, all you've done is you've written down the dimensions and left the hole.
Of my dreams.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
He's out there trying to fix ISIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Finally, someone's trying to do something. Okay. Well, I thought that'd be a lovely sort of crescendo, and you'd say, "I've got the dishwasher."
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing: I'm trying to fill the hole up with secondhand stuff.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying this recycling thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, absolutely. But you are going to need a dishwasher.
Yes.
We are. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think we should end with a round of applause. Otherwise.
Yeah, because he has been great. Actually, I'm surprised.
Let's get this off, shall we?
Brilliant. All right, we just came out of that discussion.
That was a blast.
And our headphones are missing.
Ooh.
No, that was amazing. That was that is as much as you'll see me laugh ever.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
actually
guys,
the most amount of times I've ever seen.
And you guys were really cracking up. It was great.
Yeah. It was
likable, funny,
yeah,
and punchable at the same time. That was Russell. We are going to do another one next week for you. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, I will be on tour. So get your tickets for Tid for Skratt, alpitcher.com. Those dates are filling up, baby. It's goodbye from me.
Yeah, goodbye from me. Thanks so much for listening.
And goodbye from me.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Get your tickets to Al's new tour at alpitcher.com. This podcast was produced by Soulside Studios in Stockholm.